Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm Skratch. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Another day, another video on the new event dungeon, guys. This time around, we're going to try something a bit different. And this champion is absolutely freaking insane for this specific dungeon. I'm going to walk you through a different strategy, a different approach to it. I've seen in the comments that in the last video that I posted related to this dungeon, guys, a lot of you guys were struggling with keeping your champions alive. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of different ideas on how you can do that, how you can actually use lower speeds on some of the champions in order to ensure that you're still taking a turn before the enemies. And I just want to give you guys a quick advice. If you are struggling with the accuracy, farming some of the lower stages, I don't know, use 1000, 2000, 3000, 5000 energy as much as you need to get some accessories for the right factions. It doesn't matter if they're 4 stars, it doesn't matter if they're 5 stars or whatever it might be. Getting a couple of accessories from the pinpoint set for the champions that you're planning to use on stage 30 will absolutely change your game. And the reason why I'm saying it, guys, is because getting 2 pieces will literally give you accuracy and speed. And that's the main thing that most of the people are struggling with. 2 pieces will give you 20 accuracy and 10% speed. It's like equipping a speed set with half of an accuracy set on your accessories. So this will actually really improve your stats. On top of it, getting the right masteries. If you're struggling with accuracy, you don't need to go on the offense and get War Master or Hand Smasher or whatever you might be getting. You can always go on Eagle Eye on the important champions to ensure that they are able to land the debuffs. Now, leaving all that on the side, the champion that I'm talking about, guys, was actually a fusion, I think a couple of years ago or so, and everybody hated this champion, including myself, because he really sucked. But since then, he actually got a buff, he's much better, and he's actually going to do all of the heavy lifting for us in this team. And I am talking about Vlad The Nightborn, guys. And probably some of you guys are wondering, why is he even good in this dungeon? Let me just quickly explain you. So, my initial idea was to make a team that constantly controls the turn meter of the enemies and they just don't get to move. Unfortunately, it's not very realistic unless you have 300 plus speeds on all of your champions, just to kind of like overlap the enemies constantly, you know. But Vlad the Nightborn has this skill where he attacks all enemies, has a chance to land the leech, which is helpful for your damage dealers, and has a chance to reduce the turn meter by 50%. Now, if they are part of the other factions, he will steal the turn meter, but that's not the case for what we're doing right here. And that's actually pretty awesome. So we're going to drop the turn meter on all of the waves, on all of the ads, sorry, by 50%. Then, the creme de la creme attacks all enemies, has a chance to land defense down, and will put block active skills for 2 turns. Places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns. So this is actually massive, guys. That's what we're getting out of this champion. And some of you guys are wondering, Skratch, why are you not using Loki? Isn't he doing the same thing, but just even better with the block buffs? Loki is a dumbass on this dungeon because he's targeting the boss and he's never really putting block active skills on the ads, guys. So it's a big rip with Loki in this dungeon. Then, of course, he has this passive with the revive on that when he kills a champion. The A1 destroys the target's max HP, which is irrelevant, but he is gaining some healing from here. And I'm going to quickly show you what team we are running for this video, guys. I am currently on the test server because, as usual, I can just basically make a mess on my account and try all of my dumb ideas. We're going to use Supreme Gallic, which, by the way, he is absolutely freaking insane in this dungeon, guys. If you haven't tried him just yet, a lot of you guys were constantly asking for replacements for Artak or different AoE, HP burn AoE champions. This one right here, again, the creme de la creme, because he brings you block buffs, HP burn, decrease speed, activates that burn, and the passive will instantly give him a turn, a full heal, and remove the crowd control, the stun or the provoke. So very awesome champion for this dungeon. We're going to use Ninja. Ninja is not going to play only the role of a champion that lands HP burn and deals damage. He's mainly as a crowd control as well. He's going to land that freeze. Then we have Huskarl to cleanse the stun from us. And we brought in Arbiter. The reason why we brought in Arbiter, guys, is because we can make our champions slower now. So that's actually a massive plus. If you're struggling with a crit rate, you can always put Vlad in the lead, and like this you can build your damage dealers with 75-76% crit damage and go all the way up to 100% crit rate on your champions. Then of course we do have a preset for this team. I'm gonna walk you through it. I think my Vlad is pretty fast because I just quickly chucked him in there to see what he can do, so I can actually drop some of this speed. We definitely don't need to have such a insane amount of speed on the champion. So let me just quickly drop this boots to something else. We do need the speed. I'm gonna keep the attack aura for my team right here, and this seems like a pretty good pair of boots. He's still pretty fast, to be honest. Maybe I'm gonna have a different accuracy banner just to make him slower. That's the main reason why we are using Arbiter, guys, because with Arbiter in the team, we're basically gonna get Thermitter, and like this, we're gonna overlap that Valkyrie. We're gonna go in front of Valkyrie regardless of her getting Thermitter from the buffs or stuff like that, because we're gaining 30% Thermitter. So our champions will go in front. But I'm gonna leave him like this. He's still a bit faster than the ads anyway. There isn't much that I can really change to make him much slower. But in terms of presets, guys, let me just quickly find the team. And that is this one right here. Galek is 277. Ninja is 269. Hoskarol is 210. I've heard that a lot of you guys were struggling to keep Hoskarol alive. Now, you can drop the speed right now and change the boots to defense or HP, and he's going to be much tankier like this. But we're going to have so much crowd control from this team, guys, that we're absolutely going to demolish that boss. Now, if you don't have Supreme Galek, Artak can work as well, but then you're going to have to drop Ninja, or you're going to have to bring in the Monkey King as a block buff champion, or something like that. Or you can replace Hoskarol for Jingwon if you have him, and still keep the team with Artak in here for HP burn. Supreme Galek does fill quite a few roles in here, guys, so it's just kind of like more of a different showcase, different approach to the whole strategy. But yeah, Hoskarol is pretty slow, and you want him as slow as this because if he's gaining too much Thermitter and he's too fast, he's gonna use the A3 before the boss lands the stun. So that's basically the whole strategy with Arbiter in here. Then Ninja opens with the A3, and Arbiter, she's not going to use the A2 just in case if we get resisted on anyone and they're going to get a counter attack or anything like that. But check this out. So Vlad goes in, defense down, and active skills. Now, the reason why I looked for a champion that will bring defense down, that freaking Ursaga absolutely destroys anyone without defense down. She deals so much damage. I have no idea what sort of stats she has. She probably has like 5 freaking million crit damage because she literally one-shots all of my nukers if she takes a turn without defense down. I just don't understand how, but it's happening. So I looked for a defense down champion, but then I said, you know what, let me just bring in a Vlad because I wanted to try Thermitter manipulation, block active skills teams in here. Look at that. Supreme Galek got a crowd control instantly, proc the passive, full heal. He's not going to die. Yes, we lost Ninja, big deal. That Brimstone definitely dropped in here pretty nice. And funny enough, I had a 6-star blessing on Vlad that has Soul Rip, so the Soul Rip just procced. Of course, we're not going to one-shot the boss because of Ursaga and the damage reduction, but still was actually pretty helpful. And then you go 1 minute and 7 seconds. Now, this, of course, is a much nastier team than the one with 4 epics, but it's just to give you guys a different idea. If you've got Vlad from the fusion from the past, or maybe you got lucky or unlucky to summon the champion, you're going to be able to put him to some use in here. You don't really need a 6-star blessing. Yes, blessings do bring you a bit of a damage reduction in here, and is helpful. Supreme Galek, 4.5 million damage. Vlad, 800k. Ninja, 1.6. Let's do another run. So Vlad is very powerful in here. Look at that. Block active skills. No counterattacks from Valkyries. The defense down is massive. Then, once he's going to get that Thermitter manipulation, this one right here, the Leech. The Leech will help to keep our damage dealers alive, guys, which is, again, is massive. So it's definitely a pretty interesting combo. And the Soul Rip does help. Like, you've seen it right there. We just killed that Ursaga because of the blessing, which is definitely pretty nice when it happens. I'm going to change the blessing on him. I'm going to give him something random that doesn't really help us in here. And we're going to do another run just to see the difference, you know. I wish you could activate and deactivate blessings on your champions. It's not really going to be helpful for you guys, but it will be helpful for us as content creators when we're doing content, you know, to just try different things out to see kind of like what's the difference, you know. It will definitely be a nice thing. So Thurvold absolutely demolished my ninja with his buffs on. I'm pretty convinced that they don't have only basic crit rate, these champions. I'm pretty convinced that they actually have a close to full crit rate just because they hit so freaking hard. I haven't checked the stats because I haven't seen somebody to data mine them just yet, sorry. But I'm very curious to see what sort of stats they have in terms of damage, because they all hit extremely, extremely hard. Especially that Ursaga. Like, I'm scared the most of Ursaga, because if she uses the skill that deals damage, she's basically going to demolish my entire team. So this is not as fast because we had a bit of a bad RNG on the run. Some things did not work perfectly, but it's still pretty effective. And it's all about HP burn, melting the waves, the boss, you know. 1 minute and 52 seconds. So let me just quickly change that blessing on Vlad. So we're gonna give him something else, something that's not really gonna help us in here. So what's this? Increases the damage inflicted to bosses and their minions. No. Chainbreaker, Commanding Presence. You know what? Let's give him that. Commanding Presence. It's not really gonna deal damage on the boss or anything like that. It will increase a bit our attack, but nothing too insane. So no Soul Rip this time around. Let's see. How impactful is that Soul Rip on this team? Very curious. I gotta say it, I do love Vlad, and the combo with Vlad and with Supreme Gallic is actually nasty. We have a lot of crowd control. You have Huskarl with the stun, you have Ninja with the freeze, you have the block active skills, you have the thermometer manipulation. So it's extremely, extremely helpful to have them, you know. Crowd control is kind of like key in here, especially if you don't have a big boy gear where you can just go and absolutely hammer the dungeon. Crowd control will be your best friend, to be honest with you. Again, Gallic's passive procced. We got that full heal, which is very nice as well. We lost Vlad, that's fine. Arbiter should revive him. One thing that I would love to be able to do is control when Arbiter is using the revive skill, you know, just make a revive only when we have dead allies. Okay, we still lost Vlad again, that's fine. Not a problem. Is that Thurvold being nasty in here? They have block buffs, they have a freeze on from Ninja. So that's fine. Okay. Can we get some burn, please? Okay, we got a stun. Beautiful! Supreme Gallic! Doing in all the freaking dirty work, guys. But this is another amazing team that you guys could potentially use in here. And you see, we don't have the Soul Reap. Vlad still has damage mitigation and stuff, but we don't have something to kill the ads for us anymore. So this is Ninja. You can actually make them like 5 to 10 speeds slower than what I have on them, to be honest. And that's mainly because of Arbiter's thermometer. But I wouldn't go much slower on a Supreme Gallic and on Ninja, because you do want to crowd control the enemies and stuff, you know. So keep that in mind. Total stats, these are the following on Ninja. 6.1k attack, 269 speed. We do have full crit rate. As mentioned, if you want to get a full crit rate and you're struggling to reach the speed and accuracy, just put Supreme Gallic in the lead, or Vlad in the lead, sorry, and Vlad will give you crit rate. Remove Supreme Gallic from the lead, and bang, you've got yourself full crit rate on your champions with the aura, you know. Master is on Ninja, just the typical support offense with War Master. He does have a 5-star Brimstone. Then we have Arbiter. She's just on speed gear. That's what we have. That's where we have her. You can definitely lower the speed on her. If just use your Arena Arbiter. You know, if you don't have her extremely fast, that's not a problem. Then we have Vlad The Nightborn. A speed, an accuracy, and a perception. Nobody in Savage. If I would put any of the champions in Savage, would be much better. 4.5k attack, 279 speed, which can be lowered by 10, 15. Full crit rate, 193 crit damage, 550 accuracy. And Masteries, I have Helm Smasher on him. I have Defense 3. You can definitely go on support to get more accuracy and get, of course, Master Hexer, which is going to be massive here. I just did not check what Masteries I have on. Getting Life Drinker can be very helpful as well. Then we have Supreme Gallic, Triple Perception. These are his total stats. 5.5k attack, 277 speed. You can definitely lower it to like 265. Full crit rate, 155 crit damage, 536 accuracy. Masteries, very similar with what Ninja has. And we have Huskarl. He's much slower than in yesterday or a couple of days video. I forgot when I've posted that one. These are his total stats. 63k HP, 5.6k defense. So he's much tankier now, but he's much slower. 210 speed, 560 accuracy. And Masteries, we have defense and support. I actually have Fearsome Presence. You can go with Eagle Eye to get 50 more accuracy. But that is the team with Vlad the Nightborn and Supreme Gallic, guys. Definitely very, very solid. 1 minute and a bit. No fail rate whatsoever because they control the heck out of those enemies. As usual, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Much love. Appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.